Okay, now my last case of spiritual warfare, they threw everything at me and the kitchen sink. They came at me from every single direction that they blocked me in, they cornered me in. And to tell the truth, I never been that confused in my life because I didn't know I was under severe spiritual attack. My spirit knew I was under attack, but my mind didn't know I was under attack. See, the thing about me, I didn't experience so much spiritual warfare that I'm always gonna know something ain't right. I'm always gonna know something ain't right. So the enemy had me like they had me cornered and they was like 10 steps ahead of me. The enemy was always 10 steps ahead of me. When I was trying to figure out the projection, it was gas lane. When I was trying to figure out the gas lane, it was triangulation. My mind was spinning. My mind was spinning. I never been so confused in my life, and to tell you the truth, I never been so close to almost being finished. I was almost finished, man. I felt like I was one punch away, like just that last knockout blow. I was one punch away. What the enemy failed to realize, though, I was always on their trail. I was always on the trail. See, the thing about me is, all I need is clarity. All I need is clarity, and I don't need a lot of clarity. All I need is a little mustard seed of clarity. Like God say, you need a mustard seed of faith. All I need is a mustard seed of clarity. And once God provided me that clarity, I was already in war mode. I was already in war mode. And that's the thing that shocked the enemy, because the enemy thought that they had me. And I went from being almost knocked out to now I'm the aggressor. So now I'm pushing back at the enemy, and they thought I was supposed to be down. Now I'm in attack mode, and I put the enemy back against the ropes because they never knew. All I need is a little bit of clarity to confirm what I believe has already been going on. So their plans was only working until God provided me that little bit of clarity. Then I was able to put everything together. Then I was already in attack mode. I went in defense mode. They backed me up against the ropes, but when I came back off the ropes, I came back off the ropes where I had a game plan. I had a game plan. But I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. This what let me know that this was different. Before I knew anything about anything being spiritual warfare, before I had a clue, I'm gonna tell you what didn't set right with my spirit. I'm gonna tell you what didn't set right with my spirit. That the narcissistic grin, that smirk, the narcissist smirk didn't set right with my spirit because it was eerie. In a time where I witnessed it, it was at a time where it was no reason in the world to be smirking like that. It's no reason in the world to be smirking like that. And that always stuck in my mind. It always stuck in my mind because it was like the sickness and the darkness behind the smirk. And it was kind of like, it was at a time where I was either mad about something, I was pissed off, and I think I was going off about something. And then when I looked up, and the narcissist had this that smirk on their face, and it was like a Joker smirk, where this part of their mouth go all the way up, and it was like, and I remember just being like, okay, what the hell is that? What is that? What is that? And I remember, I think I even said something like, what the hell is that? Like, you enjoying this? Like, and then, they gaslight so good. It'd be like, nah, when people approach me, that's how I get, because I don't like confrontation. It was something like that. But that grin and that smirk, it always stood out to me. And that's what let my spirit know, okay, this is real. This is real. This ain't no a person don't like you. This ain't a person jealous of you. This ain't that, man. If you going through something, you pissed off, and you look up and somebody is smirking like they having the time of their life, and it felt like a kid at an amusement park or something. And I was like, what kind of satisfaction could you begin from me being down and me feeling some type of way? And that's when like I kicked it into overdrive, because that's when my spirit like let me know, like, hey man, there's some dark and there's some sick and twisted behind all of this. Because for a person to do that, and you have to see the grin. Once you see the grin and once you see the smirk, there's no way in the world you're gonna be able to unsee it, because it's like something off of I wouldn't even say Dateline or Court TV. It's something like that. It's sick. It's sick, man. So once I awaken and I start going into in deep research, because I told y'all, man, my research is unlike anybody else's research, because I would spend years just trying to figure out one topic, man. I spent 5 years just trying to figure out one thing, and I go down a rabbit hole to wherever that one thing lead me to. So then that's when I start looking into other people who then got into trouble and stuff. I started looking into certain cases and stuff, and I seen it, and then I come to find out it's a thing called Duper's delight, where when a person do something, like the demon inside of them, they can't hide the way they feel about it. In this one particular case, I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to ruffle any feathers, because this was a big case, and I still follow this case to this day. And it just has something to do about the guy, and he did something to, the wife and his kids or something, and then it has something to do with a mistress that he had met, and then even when you start looking deep into that case, it was like she was a narcissist that he met, and she did something to him. She love bombed him, and then he went and offed his wife and the kids, and the wife was pregnant, about to have a son. And I remember they had caught him to do an interview, and he was outside doing an interview, and he was saying, like, I miss my wife, I bring my kids back, and all of this. And then he just had like this grin on his face, and people in the news, because this interview was live, people in the news was like, what is he smiling about? You know what I'm saying? Because it's so out of place, and it's so out of the norm. At the time his wife was missing, she was actually gone, and he had did it, but everybody in the community thought she was missing. So he up there doing a news conference, he like, it's not been right without my wife, but he just got like this happy smile on his face, and the smile just went against everything that he should have been feeling on the inside. And that's how it is with the narcissist and that narcissistic grin. That smirk, man, it's like the Joker. It's evil. It's evil. And like I said, it's at a time where you could be at your lowest point in your life, and there's no reason for anybody to be reacting like that. And if you look them in their face, you could see like the demon is manifesting, and the demon is showing how happy it is to be receiving your energy. Because what you got to realize, anytime you having a back and forth, and a narcissist gets you real mad, and you yelling at them over something that they caused, when you yelling off them, you giving off all of that energy, and that demon inside of them is harvesting that energy and eating that energy. So when you see them manifest that narcissistic smirk, that's because that demon inside of them is getting full off your energy, and it's just manifesting in the physical. That's why they do that, man. So basically, when they do that narcissistic smirk, that mean that demon inside of them is basically saying, they burping like, that was good. You know what I'm saying? Because they just got full off your energy, and the narcissist can't even hide it, and it's gonna manifest on their face, and they go show how happy they is and how satisfied they is about getting that energy. That's where that whole narcissistic grin and smirk come from. And like I said, once you see it, you can't unsee it, because you like I know this person is not like happy off of what's going on, because whenever you going off, it's about something that they did. So if they did something to you and you going off to them about it, and they sitting there smirking at you with that Joker smirk on their face, it just throw you off. Like, why is you smirk? Like, is you happy about this? Like, man, like, it's not even humane. It's not even something that a normal person would do. It's not a normal characteristic. You know what I'm saying? Like I would understand if a person ain't got empathy. If you ain't got empathy, you ain't got empathy. I understand that. But it's a difference for me to go and cause a situation, and then I make somebody mad and I piss them off, and then they approach me about what I did, and I see they all in their feelings, and I'm just, I can't even do it. Because, man, you got to have a demon. I can't do that smirk that they be doing, because you got to have that demon. This part of their mouth, it like go all the way up, and then they just be, look, man, it's foul. It's foul. It's nasty. It's disgusting. And I'm telling you, once that happened, it was like my spirit kicked into overdrive, and my spirit was like, nigga, I don't care if your mind haven't caught up with this spiritual warfare goal or whatever's going on. You can't tell me you ain't just see that. You can't tell me you ain't just see that. And that's when my mind start connected with my spirit, because my spirit go always feel things before my brain could process what's actually going on. That's your intuition in telling you. So when in the inside, you will always feel out of place. That's why I always know when I'm under spiritual attack. But the thing about me is, I get attacked so much that I don't know where the attacks be coming from. So I got to figure out where the attacks be coming from. And 9 times out of 10, the attacks be coming from whoever you most connected to at that time. You know what I'm saying? That's who the attacks be coming from. But yeah, man, they had me cornered, and that was one of the things that they did. And that was probably like one of the worst things they could have did, because it was past a red flag to my spirit. That's when I felt like I stepped into the danger zone. I was in the deep end of the pool. And when I seen it, my spirit told me, like, nigga, you cannot tell me you ain't just see that, bro. And no matter how much witchcraft they had did on me, no matter how much of the illusion I was in, no matter how much, I couldn't deny what I had seen with my own eyes. I couldn't deny it. I said, nah, that wasn't right. That's not right. And that never sat well with me. But then come to find out, that's that Duper's delight. That demon inside of them is so happy to begin your energy. So when you send a snapping going off, yeah, I can't believe you did this. Yeah, and then you will this. While you doing all that, they just. And notice, when you doing all that, they get you all fired up. Once you fired up, they don't even go back and forth with you. They just sit back. They just sit back and watch you go off and do all that and feed that demon inside of them. That's how it works, man. The narcissistic grin, the narcissistic smirk. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And you probably won't be able to sleep a couple nights either.